What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with the man, Will Leahey. What is up, Will?
Ninja, just hanging, man. Doing good. Doing better than the White Sox, I'll tell you that much. The boys are up to 3-22 now. What's going on with the Sox, Ninja?
They suck, dude. They're terrible. I have a couple of pitchers I would take off that team if I were looking for it, but yeah, they're rotten. They're not going to get any better. They need to start over.
Well, if they don't improve, they're going to end this season with 19 wins, and that's just not acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah, I have a White Sox jersey hanging up on my wall over here. They gave it to me during their Field of Dreams game.
You should
years
burn
back,
it.
and that might bring them luck.
It's good content.
We're going to start with those White Sox. We'll start with Simeon Woods Richardson, who had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these curveballs, sliders, and picked up a sword on this inside slider. That's kind of nasty. He faced Michael Soroka, who had 1 strikeout in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. His strikeout was on this fastball straight down the dick. He's far from the Michael Soroka that was with the Braves. I mean, I'm still not seeing signs of that filthiness, but he's one of the White Sox top starters. Freddie Peralta had 5 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs. That's a very un-Freddie Peralta-like performance this year. He had his fastball, changeup, and slider. He faced Mitch Keller, who had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had these painted fastballs and these cutters. I'm still expecting more out of Keller. Nestor Cortez had 4 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these cutters, including this elevated cutter and this changeup. And he faced Alex Wood, who was really solid yesterday with 5 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run. He had this slider and this filthy changeup. Cole Reagans had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits. Kind of a complete game because this game was rained out. He had these fastballs, including this 99-mile-an-hour heater that was low, but we'll take it, as well as his changeup, which is probably his best pitch. And there's a fastball and changeup overlay that shows how those pitches work together. I also love this sequence here where he throws a cutter and a changeup outside, gets the hitter's eyes looking outside, and then busts him in with a fastball inside. Solid sequencing.
Does Reagans get a CG for that complete game?
Yeah, I think he does get a complete game, Will, after looking it up. He faced Jose Barrios, who only had 1 strikeout in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this slurve. Tristan McKenzie had 7 strikeouts in 4 innings, giving up 2 runs. These fastballs and curveballs. And here's an overlay of his fastball and curveball that shows why he can get away with that fastball that really doesn't have a ton of velo. He averaged 91 miles an hour with it and topped out at 92.5 yesterday. But you can see how it tunnels with that curveball, making it really tough for a hitter to distinguish between those 2 pitches. Justin Verlander had 7 Ks in 4 1/3 scoreless innings, and these fastballs and sliders. He faced Javier Assad, who had 5 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run. He had this fastball and this cutter, as well as these 2-seamers, including this painted 2-seamer. Luis Castillo had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these sliders and these painted fastballs. And I love this K-strut on his 6th K of the game, the typical patented Luis Castillo, the Rock K-strut. He faced Andrew Heaney, who had 7 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had these fastballs and sliders. Randy Vasquez had 2 Ks in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs on 6 hits. He had this breaking ball and this paintish sweeper. And he faced Dakota Hudson, who had 4 Ks in 3 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs. Hudson had this slider and this nasty ankle-breaking sword on this curveball. So despite the 6 runs, that's a highlight for him. Zack Wheeler was freaking outstanding again yesterday. And yes, if you argued that he was the best pitcher in baseball, I would have a hard time arguing back. He had 8 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up only 1 hit and no runs. He had 10 whiffs on his 4-seam and 2-seam fastball combined. And he had these nasty splitters. I also love this mound visit when Caleb Cotham comes out to visit Zack Wheeler in the middle of him dealing. I think really to give him a breath. But look at Wheeler's face here. It's like, what the are you doing? And Zack Wheeler's pretty mild-mannered. This is basically his you face. This is the best you're going to get out of Zack Wheeler as far as emotion. He faced Nick Martinez, who had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 5 runs and 11 hits, and he had these fastballs. I think of my co-filthiest starting pitcher of the day to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who had 7 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings yesterday, giving up 4 hits and 1 walk. He had these fastballs, including this one at the knees, as well as this one that's at the ankles for a called strike. He also had these filthy splitters, including this splitter at the knees, which gives Gallo a bad case of valgus interruptus. He also had these curveballs, and that curveball is such a filthy pitch. Look at this foul-locking curveball. And he had perhaps the play of the day, certainly the play of his lifetime, because this could have cost him his life. You might have seen Yamamoto decapitated by this 105-mile-an-hour freaking heater coming back at his dome as he's following through on this pitch and somehow is able to catch this. The man is a true pitching ninja. Well, he can't be a pitching ninja because that's me, but I'll let him borrow it for a little bit.
So, Ninja, it looks like Yamamoto has come back in a big way after his first game of the season. He didn't have a particularly sensational outing. What have you seen that he's improved on?
Well, one of the things, you make a great point. If you eliminate the 1 inning he pitched in Korea, his ERA this year is 2. So that's how good he's been. But the biggest thing I've seen with Yamamoto and why I've seen him struggle is look at this pitch chart from him and look where his heat map is on his fastball. You see all those fastballs? You see that red dot there? That's where his fastballs were being concentrated, which is basically straight down the middle. And what are opponents doing off Yamamoto on fastballs down the middle? They're freaking killing them. They're hitting 571 off it with a 1429 slugging percentage off fastballs down the middle. And you may say, well, that's every pitcher has that on fastballs down the middle. No, they don't. You look at Tyler Glasnow's stats on fastballs down the middle. He's fantastic and has been his entire career. Carlos Rodon, Luis Castillo, Pablo Lopez, Shota Imanaga, all those guys get away with fastballs down the middle. It's not a velo thing. It's a fastball characteristic thing. It could be 2 different things. One is it took a while to get used to the baseball and he didn't have a spot on command. So he was ending up down the middle on pitches that he didn't want down the middle. Or the Dodgers said, hey, throw all your best stuff down the middle. Your stuff's that good and let the grips take over. It's kind of what Tyler Glasnow does. It doesn't work with Yamamoto. He has to spot up his fastball to get away with it. Yesterday, for example, he only threw 3 fastballs down the middle, and he didn't give up a hit on any of them. If you look at his secondary pitches, and this shows why it's so important for him not to throw fastballs down the middle, and maybe throw fewer fastballs, is his splitter whiff rate is 42.9%. His curveball whiff rate, 37%. Hitters are only hitting 208 off the curveball and 115 off his splitter, slugging 192. So they're hunting heaters, and they're hunting heaters down the middle. So yesterday what Yamamoto did is throw his heater a little lower, which, if you think about it, if a splitter's coming in, it's going to start off low, and people are going to swing at it, it's going to end up down in the dirt. So if you give a fastball in that same tunnel as that splitter, you're going to get away with it at the knees because people are going to hit it because they're thinking, oh, that's a splitter that's coming in, and instead it's a fastball. You're going to be able to K them. Command is the key for Yamamoto and not throwing it down the middle. Also, I'd like to see him work in a few more cutters. He hasn't thrown a lot. I don't know if he doesn't have confidence in it or what, but it's another way to keep people off your heater because a cutter looks like a heater coming in and just misses the barrel enough. They're going to get weak contact or no contact on them. Does that answer your question, Will?
Thanks, Ninja.
Yamamoto faced Mackenzie Gore, who had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1 run. He had this elevated fastball for a sword and absolutely blew away Shohei Ohtani with these heaters. He also had this curveball. My filthiest relievers of the day yesterday, Cam Boozer had this sweeper, literally putting the hitter down on strikes. Aniel De Los Santos had 2 consecutive White Castle specials. I'm not sure the last time I've seen that. Jeff Hoffman had a White Castle special with a side of sword. Colin Holderman had this painted backdoor sweeper. Griffin Jacks had this sweeper. Justin Lawrence had these wicked sweepers. Evan Phillips had this front door fastball and this sweeper. Abner Uribe K'd the side with sliders. And Alex Vesia had these 3 Ks with fastballs and got absolutely fired up, as Vesia is known to do. I love it injected into my veins. My top 5 pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, we have Yamamoto's barrel-locking curveball. At number 4, welcome back, Orion Kerkering. He's not just a star, he's a full-on constellation. He had this sweeper and this overlay of his fastball and sweeper, and you can see these things crisscross on the way to the plate. Pure filth. This man is a filth machine. At number 3, we have Lucas Erceg with this 100-mile-an-hour two-seamer that ran 17 inches. And here's an overlay of a 99-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball with a 100-mile-an-hour two-seamer from Erceg. You can see, even if you're guessing right on velo, and guessing right on velo at 100 miles an hour still gives you a lot of work to do. But you guess right on velo, and these pitches still end up so far apart. It's impossible. And number 2, we have Emmanuel Clase versus Rafael Devers. Look at Devers' face after this 98-mile-an-hour cutter. My man is pondering his career choices. I think he actually says, what the f***? And at number 1, we have medieval Mason Miller destroying the Yankees yet again. My man is 6 for 6 in save opportunities. And if he keeps pitching like this, he's going to be 100 for 100, except the A's are never going to give him 100 opportunities. But the A's bullpen, 2 out of the top 5 here are A's bullpen pieces. What the hell? He had this 101-mile-an-hour wicked fastball. Look at this thing. And then he destroys Juan Soto, emasculates him. He goes medieval on Juan Soto's ass here.
I'm going to get medieval on your ass.
Throws this 87-mile-an-hour slider that Soto takes, gives him the little nod like, yeah, I see you, man. Then he gets 101 miles an hour. Soto just gives a little head twitch on. The next pitch is 102 miles an hour that causes Juan Soto to go full bam-bam with his bat slamming it on the ground. If you look at this 102-mile-an-hour fastball and how it tunnels with that 87-mile-an-hour slider, that was the first pitch of this sequence, dude, I don't know what to tell you. My man is disgusting. If you look at all the 101-mile-an-hour pitches this year, Mason Miller has more than the entire league. This will change as soon as Duran gets healthy, as well as Paul Skeens gets called up to the major leagues, because Paul Skeens is going to throw everything 101 or over. But right now, Mason Miller, you're one dominant motherfucker. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. I can't tell if they're calling the game or they're calling my sex life.
I don't think anybody would have predicted Wood would get this deep.
My picks of the day today are 3-leg same-game parlay plus. I'm going to take Aaron Nola and Joe Musgrove both for 6 Ks or more, and top it off with Gavin Stone for 4 Ks or more. And today is a Pitching Ninja 30% profit boost token, where you get a 30% profit boost for any same-game parlay or same-game parlay plus of 3 legs or more. So you can use it on this parlay or any other parlay of your choice. What would your picks of the day be?